I was a seat filler at the Emmys on Sunday night. Ask me anything.
Before we start, be sure to like and subscribe to be the first to know about new videos. Comment your answer below.
What happens in between commercial breaks? Chaos. No one is allowed to enter or exit the room while it's live, so there's a mad rush of people coming in and leaving and seat fillers trying to figure out what seats to take. People are running around literally until the last possible second. They have a countdown going until it's back live and everyone has to be seated by then. How fast did you have to scramble around? Like, did it feel panicked? Did you provide your own clothes, or did they? What were the criteria for seat fillers? Like, did you have to show them your photo or give your weight? What were the demographics of the seat fillers? 1. It really depended on the seat you were in. I had a few times where the ticket holder came back with plenty of time to spare. But there was one time where I was in Amy Poehler's seat in the very first row and she came back with 10 seconds to spare. So I had to sprint down the aisle all the way to the back with a bunch of handlers telling me to run. No shade to Amy, she's my favorite actress/human, so running to let her have her seat was an absolute honor lol. Just wish she would have given me a little more time. 2. Clothes were not provided. The guys got a discount code for tux rentals, which felt a little unfair to me. I got my dress on clearance from David's Bridal, so it ended up being under $100. It's definitely something I could wear again, so I'm not too mad. They wanted dark, non-flashy clothes. So no sparkles or bright colors. There were definitely a few people that didn't adhere to this rule though. 3. It was a random lottery. I had to submit a photo of myself though, so how random it actually was. They had my age, but no further info than that. 4. I was surprised by the age ranges. There were a lot of people in their 20s, like me, but there were also a lot of people over 50. I was in line near a 60-something-year-old lady whose seat fills regularly in her retirement. It was actually a pretty random-looking group of people. Definitely more girls than guys. Racial demographics were definitely more diverse than the actual ticket holders. OMG, I hope you had comfortable shoes for that sprinting. Sounds exciting overall. They told us to wear comfy shoes, but I didn't adhere to that advice lol. The adrenaline definitely pushed me through and I'm incredibly glad I didn't trip. Super exciting. I highly recommend. How much did you make for this gig? Did you have any positive or negative interactions with the celebs? Did anyone stand out for something special that was not televised? Thanks for doing this, Amma, it's a real unique one. It was unpaid. I think some seat filler gigs are paid, but this is a pretty big event and tickets go for several $1,000s if you can even get one, so I considered myself lucky to just be there. They had free parking for us, which I appreciated. There was a mishap with the bathroom, so they accidentally sent a few of us normal people to the talent bathroom. I walked in and realized I was in line by Natasha Lyonne. After going to the bathroom, she walked out holding her Spanx and declared herself freeballing it, which made me laugh. I was also in Maisie Williams's seat for a while and she gave me a huge smile and thanked me as I scurried off, so that was nice. They have a very strict do not talk to the celebrities unless they talk to you first rule that I probably could have broken, but I really didn't want to bother anyone. The celebs definitely weren't in meeting fans mode. But no one was mean or negative at all. RuPaul is so tall in person. Really doesn't come across in photos. He really commands attention just by being so dang tall. I think people laughing at the Kardashians got cut out of the broadcast. They made some comments about reality television being about real people and everyone snickered. Definitely wasn't supposed to be a joke. Was it as boring as it is from home? To be honest, I was so busy staring at the celebs that I didn't even pay attention to the ceremony. Are you expected to behave a certain way while sitting? Yeah, you aren't supposed to speak unless spoken to. The general rule is basically just please don't make it weird. Have you watched the Emmys since it happened? If so, did you see yourself on TV? Yes. I knew I was going to be on TV because I was right in front of someone who won and all the cameras rushed us. I'm very clearly in a few shots, enough so that people I know texted me and were like, wait, YTF, are you on TV right now? What's the purpose of a seat filler? So at any given moment during the show, there are a lot of celebrities not in their seats. Maybe they're presenting an award or accepting an award or just had to pee. They don't want a bunch of empty seats on TV, so seat fillers bounce around filling empty seats until the celeb comes back. For example, Chernobyl won for limited series and the entire team got up to accept the award. That left about 20 empty seats in one section, which would look a little weird, So they called over a bunch of seat fillers to sit there until the Chernobyl people came back. I sat in about 8 different seats throughout the night. Do you know whose seats you sat in? If so, did you get to fill the seat of any household names? The only ones I knew by name were Maisie Williams and Amy Poehler, both of whom I love, so it was cool to interact with them briefly when they came back. If you could have had 10 minutes talking to anyone there, who would it be, and about what would it have been about? Definitely 100% Amy Poehler. I've admired her and her career for a very long time. I would talk about the importance of women in the industry because it's something very close to my heart, and she runs an all-female production company. And maybe would have slipped in the fact that I applied for their internship but never heard back. Were you allowed to get any photos with celebs, or did they have everyone turn in their phones? We had to have our phones off. They really drilled that into our heads, but like, all the ticket holders had their phones out, and how anyone would have known if we were on our phones. But it definitely wasn't a selfie with celebs kind of situation. I talked to a few other seat fillers who asked for pics, and most of the celebs said no. They weren't being rude, it's just not that kind of event. I didn't want to bother anyone by asking. One girl asked Christina Applegate for a selfie in the talent bathroom, and she was like, "No, I'm literally in the bathroom right now." It was pretty cringe. Were there any celebrities that you thought were more handsome/pretty in person than you thought they would be from seeing them on screen? Not to sound rude, but I always thought Benicio del Toro was a bit of an odd-looking guy, but he was very handsome in person. Emilia Clarke was like, breathtakingly stunning. Obviously she's gorgeous on screen, but it's totally different to see that kind of beauty in person. I sat next to some guy who was too hot to not be famous, but I have no clue who he was.
You have been visited by Sad Cat. Like this video and subscribe to the channel to make Sad Cat happy again.